Hello everyone, welcome to Sew Kodiak Life, and today I'm going to teach you how to make this just adorable wallet, or you could call it a pouch, and it is a pleated wallet pouch. So I'm going to show you this one here. When you open it up, what makes this pouch so nice is it has these three really large compartments here. And you can see here on the side that it has a nice pleat. So if you are interested in learning how to sew this, please follow along with me today. And if you do like my teaching style, I ask that you like and subscribe to my channel. It really gives me a lot of encouragement on making more videos. So I think this little wallet pouch is an excellent gift for a friend or anyone in your life that you might want to share some joy to. So I am including a free pattern. Here is the pattern. You can cut this out. Well, you can print it and cut it out, or you can just look at the pattern and make your own pattern on paper or interfacing. So let's go ahead and get started here today on making this. So the first step is to cut out your pattern and interface it. So I'm using Pellon SF101. You don't even really need to use interfacing. The little pouch will be a little bit more floppy if you don't use interfacing. If you want it to be really stiff, you could use something different, or even just a very lightweight interfacing would work. So you take your two pieces, you're going to line them up here. You are going to leave a space in the bottom here for turning. On the two ends, no sew. Do not sew. No sew. You're going to come along and you're going to stitch at about 1/4 of an inch all the way around the top. You're going to stitch down on the bottom, leaving that space for turning, and stitch down along the bottom here for to close this in. So I'll see you in just a few moments. I'm going to go do that step at the sewing machine. Okay, we are back and I have done that sewing part. The next step is going to be take your scissors, and I'm just going to cut into the corner here. Now you're going to want to be really careful that you're not cutting into your stitch line. And I'm going to make a couple of small little cuts around the curve here. You could also use some pinking shears if you want to. Because this is pretty lightweight fabric, I don't really have a problem with it forming just fine. Okay, so we're at this stage. The next thing that you're going to want to do is put your hand all the way through. Okay, you're going to get this back side and you're going to pull it through. So hopefully you can kind of see. So I put my arm through and I pulled it through, and now I have the lining against the lining, right sides together, and then my external fabric, right sides are going to be together. So I kind of even this up. Give it a little bit of a shake. And what you're going to want to do is to pin. You're going to want to line up the sides here. And you're going to want to clip. You're going to want to line up the other side. The clip, going to want to clip all the way around. And then we're going to come at about 1/4 of an inch and we're going to sew all around this opening. So you're going to clip 1/4 of an inch, sew all the way around, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have done the sewing here. And I have what seems to be like a tube. So you come over to where you had left your opening in the very bottom. You're going to want to turn this right side out. And I like to use a chopstick. So I'm going to work this out. And just take my chopstick up here. And that lets me kind of run around these edges to have nice sharp edges. And then you're going to want to just first start by doing a little bit of finger pressing so that you're lining your lining fabric and the external fabric here. So to get any project to turn out really well, you need to do a lot of ironing. Same thing along this bottom here. And your part here where we did our turning, to turn it right side out, you're going to sew that shut here. So I have this little tiny sleeve ironing board, which I find is really quite convenient for doing the press. So I'm going to go to my ironing station and I'm going to press this project. I'll see you back in just a moment. All right, I am back. So I used my sleeve ironing board here and I pressed all the way around, and then at the sewing machine at about just a little over 1/4 of an inch roughly, you just want to close this all the way up, because remember we had that little opening that we used to turn our project right side out. So you're left with, looks like a big tube. Okay, so on the pattern that I provided, I showed that from the edge you're going to want to measure over 7.5 centimeters, and this is going to make the pleat. So you can, 7.5 centimeters is also 3 inches. So you want to make sure that you are lining your corners up here. And I'm going to want to do a little hand press here so that I'm perfectly even. Take your ruler. Make sure that you're at a right angle here. Here I have a nice right angle so that I'm nice and straight. I'm going to measure over 3 inches. 1, 2, 3. Like I said, 3 inches is 7.5 centimeters. And with my erasable pen, I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to flip my project over. And I'm going to do the same thing. Make sure I have my right angle so that my line is going to be straight. And measure over 3 inches. And I'm going to draw another line. Open my pattern up. Not pattern, but my project. I'm going to, so here's the edge of my tongue that's going to come over. So you straighten it out. I come to my marking that I made, and I'm going to pinch up. So this ends up making an accordion fold here. I'm going to show you what that looks like. And I'm just going to put a couple of wonder clips on here just to hold it. I'm going to do the other side. I made my mark with my erasable pen. Pinch over. And you can see I've made the pleat here. So you're going to want to press. So I'm going to do that really quick here. Obviously, you want to take your clips off. So my sewing studio is upstairs in my loft. It's very tiny. So when I have my camera up, it's a little bit hard to move back and forth. But I'm sure, like most of you, you have this little tiny sewing area. Maybe some of you are lucky and have a nice big room. Okay, so I did my press. Oh, looks like I pressed that down. So now you're going to want to fold up. So you can see what this is going to look like. You can give it another small press. I'm just going to put a clip on it here on both sides. So the next step at the sewing machine, and I'm going to show you with the one that I've already made earlier, is we've created this pleat. And inside is where we're going to want to sew. So you're going to want to pull this back. So it looks like this right here. And you're going to want to sew at about 1/8 of an inch along the edge. So if you make sure that you kind of unfold that pleat there, then you're going to get a nice edge to sew on. So here I am. This is the one I have not sewn. I'm going to kind of pull this back. And that's really going to help it so that when you go to sew, you do not sew anything else in. So you're going to sew along this edge to make that pleat. And at this step, at this stage, you are done with the project. So I'm going to end my talk right here. You can see how I did that last part. Sewing along this edge on both sides. You bring it back. Oops. Push that in there. You do some more pressing. You're going to want to make sure that you leave a little extra room here, about a finger's width, pinky width, so that when you go to put on your snap, and I'm using a cam snap, you can use any type of button, you could use a piece of Velcro, that it has some room to expand here on both sides. All right, so I hope that you enjoyed watching me sew and learn how to make this cute little wallet pouch that you can give to a friend. The pattern is free. It'll be in the description, so you can download it and print it off, or you can just take the measurements and draw out the pattern. All right, thank you, and if you enjoyed this, I hope that you like and subscribe. Have a beautiful day.